Oh, Diablo 4 is free to play. All right, chat. So we're gonna be watching. I wonder why Blizzard made it free. I have a reason why, but let's check it out.
4 goes free to play. Is Diablo 4 panicking? Well, let's see. Are they or not? It only went up by 2,000 people. I think the reality is that the whole cope about how a game costing money is the reason why it succeeds is completely not true. If people want to play a good game, they'll spend the money for it. PoE is $30 just for early access. The game's not even out yet, and it got over 500,000 players. The amount of money that a game costs is I do not actually believe it's a barrier to entry. Baldur's Gate 3 was $60. It had over 1 million players. I think almost, right? Same with Elden Ring.
Hey, what?
So I have to disagree a little bit, because if you guys have seen in our chat that people are already saying they wouldn't play WoW because it has a subscription model. I do think that the price to play is a little bit a problem, but at the end of the day, 100%, if the game is good, the majority of people are going to play. So he is, I think, like 92% right there. But there are that 8% who are like, I'm not going to pay for it to play. I want a free to play. But I don't think this is going to help Diablo.
What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Ackle here, of course. Welcome back to each and every one of you. Now, I was actually well on my way to my off weekend where I'm not going to work because I'm, sort of tired from the week. I've made a lot of videos this week, about averaging, I think, 5 or 6 videos a day.
That's a lot.
But then this little nugget of,
a dream, baby.
Of just excitement came across my desk, and I knew I absolutely had to talk about this. Now, Path of Exile 2 launched sort of like 2 weeks ago, I think, 2 weeks ago now. 2 early access, and this is a game that's actually...
It is a crazy level of retention, by the way. Like, to look at this level of retention, this is disgusting.
Wow, actually, that's pretty high.
Like, if you look at a bunch of other games, like, if you look at any other, like, new release game, you almost never see this.
So I have an interesting question for you, chat, and everybody who's watching this on the YouTube channel. Why is Path of Exile beating Marvel Rivals on actual gameplay on Steam, but on the view count on Twitch, it's like 6th viewed one? Like right now, I think on Twitch it has like 40,000 people viewing it. That's a very interesting thing to think about.
Almost always games good, yes. This tells a bigger story than even the number itself. It's like Marvel Rivals. Well, let me see how Marvel Rivals is doing. Let me look at it. Yeah, basically about the same. Marvel Rivals a little bit less, but about that, yes. Crazy lack of fall off.
Actually supposed to be free to play, but it launched to $30 for the early access, going all the way up to like $100 pack and even $500 packs for people that really want to support it. And I don't think it comes as a surprise to anyone that Path of Exile 2 has been absolutely knocking it out of the park. It is what everyone sort of hoped Diablo 4 would become and what Diablo 4 would have been. Remember, Blizzard promised a lot with Diablo 4, with Diablo 3 being such a big step back from what people were hoping.
Yeah, I was hoping that Diablo 4 would be the perfect convergence of Path of Exile and Lost Ark. That's what I wanted.
You know what's actually interesting too is, like, we've said this in our chat multiple times when we've been streaming PoE this week. How desperate and how scared must Blizzard be to have PoE and Marvel Rivals, something that is similar to 2 of their games, and you just saw it has 400,000 views for PoE right now, or players right now, and then Marvel Rivals had 370,000. That's almost 1 million players that Blizzard lost. That's something that we need to talk about too. I thought about making a video about that. That's almost 1 million players buying skins, wasting their time. Yeah, it's a lot, dude. I would be extremely scared if I was Blizzard.
Diablo 3 was going to be following the absolute blinding success of Diablo 2. Diablo 4 was supposed to be Blizzard's promising return to form, right? This was the game that's going to take them back. They're back in the ARPG market, and they're coming in bigger and better than ever. And Blizzard had every opportunity to come back bigger and better than ever. You know, they had Path of Exile 1 to look to. They have Lost Ark to look to. There were so many ARPGs on the market that were trying new things and trying to be different things for different people. So Diablo 4 really had no excuse to not be good. And then the game launched, and most people were sort of going, wait, this
is it? This is what they're saying. This is it? I had a buddy who played it and he told me not to buy it because he beat the campaign in 4 hours, dog.
This is the base that you have? And really...
Are you fucking serious? Like, is this really, like, you really doing this? Like, yeah, no. It's like, you just look, like, if you compare the boss fight that you do, you know, like in Diablo 4 at the beginning of the campaign where you fight against the big guy that shoots the fire and there's, like, the pentagram thing. If you compare that to the snake fight, or, like, let's say even the guy that you fight, like, right before it, it's just not even the same universe. There's no boss in Diablo 4 that's as good as even the first boss at the end of Act 1 in PoE.
Dude, the Act 1 boss is my favorite boss. Just letting you know, we one-shot in a hardcore, but that's a different story.
Or PoE 2.
I said from the beginning, Diablo 4...
It's not even close.
Feels like a Diablo game made by a bunch of people that never actually played Diablo. It feels like an ARPG that was made by a bunch of developers that's never actually played ARPGs.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of developers that were told by some marketing department, hey,
this
you know
is
what really
what
works at the moment?
players
ARPGs
like, yeah.
make an ARPG, and they set out to do it. And then I got confirmation of this with the first big patch that was meant to fix a lot of the problems in the game. And even before the patch came out, so when Blizzard was still doing their blue posts about what they think they're going to be fixing in the game, a lot of the content creators and people that are far more knowledgeable than me on ARPGs were talking about this going, wait, but what are you doing? Like, these changes are absolutely not going to fix anything. And then the patch goes live. It breaks all of the things that the actual ARPG players warned about. Blizzard then releases another patch, and a lot of people sort of, as if with amnesia, praises Blizzard, especially the media, for being very responsive and absolutely...
So this is the problem we've talked about also in our other videos. When you have these developers, like he says, that don't know the product, they don't know the fan base, and they just don't care because they have this built-in motive that they think that because it's a Nintendo product, just because it's a Blizzard product, we are so stupid, we're just going to buy whatever, you know, crap they spew at us. And those days are coming to an end. And I am so glad that that is a reality, because it's going to force, like Pokemon, Nintendo, it's going to force Blizzard to either step up or step out.
Listening to the player base.
I always try to be positive when good things happen, because I feel like if you're not, then good things stop happening. However, he's right. He's absolutely right. It should have never happened. And also, like, I feel like with Diablo 4, a lot of people just expected it to be, I don't know, like a little bit more than what it was, a little bit more depth. And, like, I think the best example of the developers not really understanding the community is the fact that they made people redo Renown. How could you possibly do that? How could you, like, the fact that they waited until Season 2 to get rid of that is just so insulting for an average player. It's such an obvious thing nobody wants to do. Redoing Renown.
So chat just said, yeah, AA Studios, it is out of touch with the audience and now compared to AA Studios. And you could see that with, what's it called, the new game that dropped in the Game Awards, Intergalactic or whatever. I think that's going to be another one of those games that the studio is just not in tune, not aligned with their audience.
Renown is what made me quit. Yeah, exactly.
Being quick on the trigger. I say, well, actually, if they were quick on the trigger, they would not have released the patch in that state in the first place.
Yeah.
And then the second patch comes around, and Blizzard does exactly the same thing. And again, I have to fix the patch afterwards. That was all the confirmation that I needed. That Diablo 4, the developers behind that game really didn't know how to make a good ARPG. And then to put like the cherry on top, just a little whoop, on top, was Path of Exile 2. When Path of Exile first launched and I got my hands on it, I knew within like the first 2 hours, this is an ARPG made by people that understand what an ARPG is. It was very different to Path of Exile 1, and that's one of the...
It's like the difference, like playing PoE 2. Like, whenever I played PoE 2 for the first time, it felt like I was playing what Diablo 4 should have been. Like, everything about it, like, this is what Diablo 4 should have been the entire time. It's the sequel. Yeah, like, it's Diablo 6. I wouldn't even say it's Diablo 5.
You know what's crazy? As a new PoE player, as somebody who's never played PoE 1, who's only playing PoE 2 because the chat on we stream on Twitch, guys. So if you guys are not like already subscribed to the channel and following us on Twitch, hopefully you guys can. It means a lot to me. And we stream every night on Twitch. But we've been playing a lot of PoE, right? We had like a 1 week where we did the whole week was hardcore. We're having a blast playing hardcore, and every time I died, we gave out a code. Spoiler, I gave out 5 codes. I died a lot. But everybody in the chat, almost every day we were doing that, said, man, this is what Diablo should have been. So for asmongold to say that, and then the audience also echoing what he's saying, you know it's 100% fact. You know it's a good take. And honestly, Blizzard should be literally terrified and ashamed, like embarrassed right now what's going on.
Reasons why Grinding Gear Games have said that they're continuing development on Path of Exile 1. Like, that's not stopping. Path of Exile 2 is not meant to be a replacement to Path of Exile 1. It's meant to be a different game to Path of Exile 1. So people who love the fast-paced sort of just blow things up, Path of Exile 1 style, they can still do that. And then people that want a more methodical, more almost strategic playtime with Path of Exile 2, they'd be able to do that.
They have to play a warrior.
You look at the amount of in-game stuff that's in the game.
That's what we are. We're a warrior. We're so behind, bro.
It in early access already blows everything that Diablo 4 had on offer out of the water.
That's what's really embarrassing. The early access version of their endgame is more extensive than Diablo 4's endgame, and Diablo 4's been out for over a year. And it's been developed with like a, several magnitudes more of a budget.
Of course, the first big DLC for Diablo 4 comes around.
That's crazy.
And it finally puts the game at a place that most people agree this is the level that it should have been on at launch.
Yeah.
So it took them almost a year to finally get the game to a
like season 4
playable
5,
state where it's actually a decent ARPG. Now, even there, first patch almost immediately broke a bunch of things. Second patch didn't do much better. And it's just been an incredibly rough.
I think a really big problem with Diablo 4, it's kind of like what I was saying before about how, like, when one part is bad, everything is bad. I think that the story for Diablo 4 is legitimate garbage. I think it just totally sucks. It's predictable, it's slow, it's boring, it's like there's no grit to it at all. If you go and you watch the Diablo 2 cinematics and then you compare it to the Diablo 4 cinematics, it's like going from watching Fight Club to watching a Pixar movie.
That's true, actually.
It's just like, or watching Teletubbies. It's pathetic.
It's just crazy how bad D4 was and the price that is. Like, this whole video, we're going to get to the end of it, right? We're going to see how they're going free to play. It just shows you that the value of this game was never the value that it should have been, but they knew us dummies would buy it. They knew the fans would buy it because they love and they respect the company. And what do? They spit in your face. And the moment there's competition out there, a competitor comes out with a good game, unlike Power World, they can't sue them. Like Nintendo sued Power World because there was a competitor that was making them look like crap. Blizzard can't sue PoE. So what are they going to do to compete? They're going to make their game that was $90 free now. So does that mean that the game should have always been free because it was not a good game?
I can't even believe it. Like, yeah, chapter 1 is the only good part. Yeah, maybe at the very beginning it was kind of cool. But, like, that's it. Power of Friendship, yeah.
They stall it to make more expansions.
And, like, then you have, like, the gameplay, too. Like, you just can't see what's happening in Diablo 4. Like, it's just a soup of effects. That's it.
Rocky road for Diablo 4. Now, sadly, we don't really have numbers for Diablo 4. Because even if I go on Steam charts, for example, this really doesn't tell the full story.
Ooh.
Because Diablo 4, it's not really on Steam. Remember, it first launched...
I would assume that 90% of people are playing it on Battle.net.
Yeah, that's probably true.
On Battle.net. Yeah. And from Battle.net, like it was very later
super majority
ported to Steam. Now, there is an argument to be made here that the whole reason, so the reasoning from Blizzard to launch this on Steam was because it wasn't actually selling as well on Battle.net as they had.
I disagree with that. I think the reason why they launched it on Steam is to future-proof themselves from accusations of a monopoly by the FCC. That's the reason why. And I think that's why they moved Overwatch and Diablo 4 over as a result of the lawsuit that Microsoft had. I think that's the
That's an
real
interesting
reason.
take.
And it
I
has
didn't think of
nothing to
that.
do with player count numbers or sales at all. It's totally unrelated.
Yeah, I think most people play on Battle.net.
That could
Great point.
absolutely, definitely still be
Yeah,
true.
great point.
But even
that
with
was
that,
the actual
these are not
driving
really
force.
numbers. Like, we can't
Two
take
birds,
these
one
numbers
stone. Good
at
point.
face
Yeah.
value. And that's what makes this story, I think, a lot more prominent and a lot more pertinent. Diablo 4 is free until January, and it lets you play as its most busted class. This is the Spiritborn, of course. And Blizzard is inviting everyone to just come on a rampage. Now, it is important to note that this isn't the first time that Blizzard has done this with Diablo 4. They have been desperately trying to get players to actually try
Diablo's
this
done,
game out.
dude.
In fact, I think Diablo 4 has been free
Oh, this guy's
more
camera.
than any other game I have ever seen, dude. Like, this game goes through free cycles
I didn't even know that.
pretty much every few months, where they're going for like
Yeah.
a week free on this side, a week
Wow.
free on that side. And this latest one actually coincides with a massive 40% discount, as well as a 35% discount if you buy the whole package. That includes, of
Jesus.
course, the brand new DLC for the game. The thing
So
is,
it's minus 35% already? Wow. It's free on Game Pass too? They really need that money back? Yeah.
Diablo's
I
so
mean, like-
cooked. It's over.
It's not discounted enough? I mean, I kind of agree with you, to be honest. It's on Game Pass. I played it for 45 minutes. Yeah, it's about how long it... Yeah, it's about right. Sure. Soon they'll try to pay you to play it. You're laughing? Like, guys, that's not a joke. It's going to happen. Ironically, people pay for skins in PoE 2 way more than Blizzard gets from selling their DLC. It's hard to say. I
it's
don't know.
not so much that it is on this free-to-play cycle they're trying.
It is crazy how Diablo 4 is literally just dying before our eyes. Like, we all predicted this was gonna happen with PoE 2, but it's literally dying before your eyes. Blizzard is crumbling with Marvels and this, dude. It's just crazy to see.
Trying to get people's interest. I have no problem with games trying to do some promotions here and there. The reason this particularly is a very weird and awkward time is it's right around
PoE?
Christmas.
Yeah.
This is the time where most people are most excited to spend money. Not in
That's
January.
a really
The
good
fact
point.
that you can
That is a crazy fucking good point. That they are making the game free during Christmas. Wow.
I would argue that they're doing that because they know everybody's at home. They know that everybody is playing PoE. PoE is a free game. So they're trying to get you hooked before January because they know everybody's going to be at home. School breaks off. Every college person's off. You're going to be spending your money on a bunch of stuff. So now they're going to be like, oh, let's play Diablo. It's free. So I think that's probably the motive here, to try to get a lot of people who have never tried it to jump in because it is free during the time they have the most time to dump into it. Hopefully they can steal you away from PoE. And because they know that even if it was on sale, they've had sales, multiple sales for Diablo. It's not selling. Even on Christmas, I don't think if there's a sale, it would sell. So I think they, instead of embarrassing themselves even more, they just said, let's do it to be free and let's try to get them addicted. But the game sucks.
play
Yeah.
this game right up until January. In January, people don't have money to be spending on games. So the fact that Blizzard is giving it away for free now, during a time
But in January, you have your Steam cards from your parents and your stocking stuffers. You have your gift cards to Walmart. You have your online PlayStation stuff. You have your Battle.net codes that you got from Christmas. January would be a great time for you to use all your gift cards you got during Christmas.
where most games will actually recoup a lot of their costs, that is significant. Remember, they have the actual physical live stats in the office, so they can see the numbers, and they can probably see when Path of Exile came out, they can see, whoa, That's a lot of players that we just lost there. And of course, when we look at Path of Exile, that is 350,000 people playing right now.
More now.
And I would like for you to just take a look. That is almost at the peak, right? So this game is going for...
And also PoE has its own launcher as well. Like, I don't play Path of Exile. Like, how many of you guys, if you're playing PoE 2, are you playing on Steam or are you playing on the launcher?
Steam.
I bet we're probably going to have like 50-50. Okay, actually, no. Pretty much a lot of people. Wow. We got a lot more people on Steam now. Pretty much the whole chat's on Steam. Yeah, I'm on the launcher. What the I feel like a fucking caveman here. What is this?
I think most people are on
strength
Steam.
to strength. And it's been like this for a while, by the way. Like you can see here, these numbers are stable as hell. They are very, very rarely actually dipping. And you know a game is a good game when on its first weekend, it hits 539, then 578. Then it goes through a bit of a slump, not really that bad, but the next weekend...
That's not a slump. That's the way every single video game goes. The weekend, like on its release, it will go up, then it will go down, then it will go back up on the weekend. Like every single video game has a surge in players in Saturday and Sunday, pretty much. It's super common.
To almost previous
That's like a given,
highs, right? You know that is a good game. The game has been able to survive 2 weekends. So people are clearly putting in the work. People are loving this game. You compare it to this clearly, but that's not the whole picture. This is the picture. This is what you should be focusing on. Diablo 4 is in trouble. Blizzard knows that Diablo 4 is in trouble. Diablo 4 was really Blizzard's sort of last Hail Mary. This was the one that was meant to put Diablo back on the map. It was meant to...
It's their last chance, bro.
That is pretty true, though. Everything that Blizzard has is dying. Overwatch, Heroes of the Storm was dead for, what, a year now? World of Warcraft is surviving on classic stuff. Retail doesn't really do that much. Blizzard is like their last baby. They had their other game that they had canceled. They had the lawsuits last year, or a couple years ago, with the sexual assault stuff. They've had a lot of issues, dog.
It's so fucking funny that, like, I feel like I've spent 10 years watching YouTube videos talking about how
Blizzard sucking.
The latest Blizzard product is Blizzard's last chance. Like, Warlords of Draenor was their last chance. Legion was their last chance. Overwatch was their last. It's so fucking funny for me to see this.
Elon Musk is gonna buy Blizzard.
Save
Calling it
the Diablo franchise.
Yeah, this
because
time for
Diablo
real.
3 did not do a good job of really carrying the Diablo franchise.
It's a piece of shit.
And a lot of players were getting ready to ditch the efforts.
Yeah.
I think Diablo 4 is gonna be another one of those disasters. That's not to say that no one will play it. There are absolutely people who are a little bit more on the casual side who will probably not have a problem playing something
If
like...
you're only going to invest 30 to 50 hours into a season, I think that you could maybe get more out of Diablo 4 than PoE 2. But I just think that, like, personally, the quality of gameplay in Path of Exile 2 is just so far and above better than Diablo 4. I don't know if I'm ever going to play Diablo 4 again.
I've heard that
Maybe
take
if they
by a
make
lot
an
of people.
expansion, I'll play the expansion again. But, like, actually sitting down to get excited for and to play a new season of Diablo 4, I really don't think... I don't know if I'll ever play it again. Yeah, maybe if I get sponsored, right? I could play the season for a couple hours. I mean, I don't really... It's not like I hate the game. It's just that, you know, it's just not really my thing. Yeah, I'll play both. That's fine. This is just, like, for me.
I get sponsored.
Diablo 4 over something like Path of Exile, but even there, Path of Exile 2 is a lot more accessible for newbies and people who are just not that proficient at ARPGs.
I really agree with him there. I think PoE 2, the reason why it's retaining and it's keeping so many people is because of how many new players are able to play it and get into it. That's actually true. Like, I really feel like it is very new player accessible.
So chat says a lot of D4 content creators are converting to PoE 4, PoE 3, 2, PoE 2, and that's a strong statement there because it's true. A lot of people are, and what they just said here, as a first-time PoE player, right? PoE 2 is my first time ever playing. I do think it was pretty it was pretty easy to jump in and pretty easy. Like I started my first mission, I played hardcore. I got to level 10, and I died, of course. But freaking roll bug, dude. They trapped me around, freaking BS. But I played it, and I had pretty much, I could jump into it. I played hardcore. I got to, level 10. That's 1/10 of the game done on hardcore, my first run. And the monotony, the hardcore stuff, there is a lot of stuff in PoE that even now I'm still a little confused about, right? But that comes later in the game. Those are more for the hardcore players, and I have time to learn that stuff. I'm learning on stream with everybody else right now. We're having a good time. But this right now has been one of the easiest games. Like if I played Diablo, I'd be lost, right? I haven't played Diablo in a long time. I'd be lost. I was able to jump in this game from Act 1 and learn pretty much what I need to learn. And now I'm crafting. Now I'm doing all the stuff. The next thing is mapping. I need to learn the mapping stuff. But it's pretty easy to learn the stuff as you go and easy to jump in like they're saying. So as somebody who has had their first time right now, I could attest to what they're saying. It has been a very smooth and easy transaction for me, personally.
Path of Exile 1 ever was. It does a much better job of explaining a lot of things. The game is a little bit more slow paced, so it's a lot easier to learn. All I can see is that Blizzard is in trouble, and a company is in trouble when the games media writes an absolute glazer. You go through this article. I'm not even going to read this article to you guys because I don't want to give Blizzard the free advertisement. But boys, this entire, the first...
Jesus.
I would say
Jesus, bro. You check out Diablo 4's World of Sanctuary over the festive period. It's a world where inside every treasure chest, side quest, and underpowered boss that you can pop open like a piñata, there's a pile of shiny gold weapons and armor ready to spill at your feet. Where's the hashtag ad? In Sanctuary, it's Christmas every day? Bro, this is... Who wrote this? Rod Ferguson? What is this? Oh my god.
first...
Dude, I've seen commercials for Raid Shadow Legends that glaze the game less than this.
Almost of this article
God.
is just
Raid Shadow Legends.
Sort of writing a massive ad campaign for what you can expect. So
who does
just
this?
Listen to this. If this cornucopia of shiny things and the dopamine hit of a massive loot drop sounds appealing to you, then good news. Because now until January...
Every time that I hear the word dopamine hit, I think of it as this is a depressed millennial that thinks that a sword is going to make his life better and it's going to make him stop losing his hair. Stop it. You're so fucking pathetic.
Losing his hair? Is Asmon projecting here, bro? Losing your hair?
Just please stop it.
3, you can play Diablo 4 for free on
He's projecting
PC via
chassis.
Battle.net and on PlayStation and Xbox.
This
But
is
we
an
don't talk
ad,
about those
bro.
there.
It is an
This
ad.
is literally just an ad.
Yes.
They got PC Gamer to write them an ad.
Why are they glazing this so hard? And also keep in mind, IGN rated the Diablo 4 expansion below Path of Exile 2.
Really? That's interesting.
That is how disgusting, first and foremost, the gaming media is. But that is how much trouble Blizzard is in. They know that they are in trouble. They know that things are not looking up. Things are not going well.
Yes,
I think Blizzard as a whole is struggling.
Diablo
There's a
expansion was
lot
a
of
9.
troubling signs.
Can you imagine if Blizzard came out and tweeted, "We've seen the success of PoE 2. We want to thank PoE, or we want to congratulate PoE 2 on their success, and we have seen some great mechanics in there that we look forward to improving our game and competing with them. And to our fans out there, I hope you're having a good time. But we promise you, Blizzard's coming back strong." Something like this, something in regards to saying, "Hey, congratulations, but we're gonna do it better." I think a lot of people would have a lot more respect for them. I think people would have a little more respect than this coping, trying to convince you that the game doesn't suck. It's okay to fail. It's okay to take an L. Look at my YouTube channel. Some people there's quite a lot of positive comments here and there, but you always get that one comment that's saying React content, you're stupid, or blah 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 blah. There's a one person, right? it's okay to take an L. It's okay to say, hey, you know what? I'm sorry you didn't like it. I'll try to do better, right? It's okay to do that. And for Blizzard's like perspective here, I think they're really just pulling the Nintendo path, and it's embarrassing. But the only thing Nintendo had was a lawsuit that could help them destroy their competition. Here, these guys are trying to convince you, you see nothing. You see nothing. Your eyes see nothing. Blizzard is okay. It's free to play. It's free. Come on back. Like, it's just embarrassing, dude.
Lines within World of Warcraft. A lot of the player base is at a point with World of Warcraft where they just sort of clocked out. They just sort of checked out. And I have
It's
The
just
reason why I
nostalgia.
stopped playing WoW is because I think that the game lost the grit that it used to have. Like when Illidan grabbed Gul'dan's head and incinerated him and then crushed his skull, and then he said, "Follow me into the abyss," and we went to fight Sargeras, I feel like we kind of peaked there. And then we go from that to like Jaina and her mom crying, and then there's Anduin crying, and then Sylvanas is like
Crying.
sad, and then Tyranda's mad, and then she's crying because of Malfurion. It's pathetic. It's just fucking pathetic.
Like he's saying, WoW used to be manly and tough and badass, dude. Used to be like, I remember the Battle of Azeroth commercial for the game, and you saw a badass human fighting or maybe a Miss of Pandaria. Maybe you saw a badass human and an orc fighting to the death, like huge fight, like blood, everything, and then the panda comes and beats him up, right? And it's a little funky, a little cartoony, you know, like but at least it was badass, like he's saying, dude. You used to feel like you were being somebody super strong in the game. But like he said, like I remember I came back a couple years ago, and I was like, Sylvanas is the war chief now? How did this happen?
Pathetic, man. Yeah, Thrall's impatient. Yeah, I don't want to see this. That's not the vibe that I wanted. It's not like the type of content that I wanted.
Secondhand embarrassment.
It's weird. And also, like, the game itself, like, every season to me feels the same. You do the exact same thing. You do Mythic Plus dungeons, you do the current raid, and then you get gear and you wait for vault upgrades, and then you do other activities on the side. I feel like I've been playing the exact same thing for, like, I don't know how long. Years. Since Legion. And I'm just... I don't know. That's enough, right? That's every MMO. Well, I'm not playing every other. That's not no. It's not Classic WoW. Classic WoW was a good experience, and you did more things. Did you even do the raid this tier? No. I don't even give a shit.
I love when Asmon starts talking shit about WoW, and then there's like those WoW Andes in his chat, like, do you even play, bro? Are you even good at the game? Do you even know what you're talking about? But it is like he said, like, retail WoW, out of all the WoW, retail WoW feels like you're in a prison. Like, you literally, like, you're doing what he says. You do the same stuff over and over. I did the first raid, and I got out. I got to, like, I think 6 out of 7 heroic, and I got out. I saw enough of the content. That's fine. I'll maybe come back and do the next raid, but that's it. That's it. Classic, I've been playing Classic hardcore, and I look forward to Classic for Karazhan and the Burning Crusade, but that's because it's nostalgia. The only reason why WoW is surviving is because of nostalgia, bro. Like, we had somebody in our chat here on on our Twitter chat the other day. I said, who here plays WoW? And his name is Lemon. He said, oh, I'm too old for that game, or too young for that game. It hurt, dude. It hurt to hear a kid say he's too young for that game. It hurt.
I don't care, because they made the game weird. And I don't know, like, it's just weird. Like, I don't know what to say. Dude just hates WoW now. I don't really hate WoW. I mean, I just think it's weird now. Yeah, like, it's just fucking weird.
Diablo 4, Overwatch 2 has been a nightmare and a disaster pretty much since the beginning, and now you have Marvel Rivals that is absolutely raking Overwatch's crap. I mean, just take a look at this, right? Overwatch 2, it has 30,000 players at the moment. Marvel Rivals, 290,000 players at the moment. So quite clearly, things are not looking well over at Blizzard. Things are not looking up. It's not looking as if things are getting better. And if this article is anything to go by, in the same way that we're celebrating Ubisoft, and I made a video about it yesterday, Ubisoft is about to go bankrupt, I think we might very quickly start to see major layoffs at Blizzard Entertainment as Microsoft most likely starts to look at a potential cutback on Diablo 4 staff, the team that runs it, and maybe a whole slew of others. Fundamentally, the IPs are worth a lot, but the teams don't seem to be able to make them work. Have you played Diablo 4? Do you like it?
I think the problem is that they're not creative enough, and they don't have people that work on the Diablo team that have the intuition to understand what makes a good game. I think that's the real fundamental problem. Like, if you look at, for example, you listen to Jonathan or, Chris Wilson or any of the other guys on the PoE 2 team, and like listen to any of them talk about the game, it's like a night and day difference. It's the same as like if you listen to like Kevin Jordan, who was one of the original designers of like classic WoW. If you listen to him talk about the game, and then you listen to the new developers talk about the game, it's not even this. It's a totally different. Like it's shocking how big the difference is. It's actually just shocking. And I'm trying to think like another example. If you look at the way that like what's his name? Miyazaki, right? Who does like Dark Souls and like Elden Ring and everything, or like Yoshi P, right? If you listen to them, or like Sven Vick, from like Larian, the way that they talk about the game and explain it, it's just a level of awareness that I think a lot of developers now simply do not have. They just don't have it.
And how do you feel about Path of Exile 2? Let me know in the comment section down below. As always, hit the like if you like, dislike if you didn't. And I'll still see all of you. I shall see all of you in the next one. Peace.
Yeah, this is a good video. I mean, like, I think it's crazy the fact that they're putting it on sale during, or making it free during Christmas. That is nuts, man. Like, wow.
I just like
Diablo 4 goes free to.
So I don't think that this, I don't think the whole December thing is a big deal, to be honest. I think that it going free to play is the biggest issue. Like I said, if you have the December, like the sales in December, nobody's gonna buy anyways. You make it go free to play until January. People are gonna have their Steam cards, their Blizzard cards, their PlayStation cards. They're gonna have all their gift cards from Christmas. So they're hoping, and this is my opinion, they're hoping that you go and buy the game with your gift cards. That's what I'm thinking. They're trying to hook you in December during Christmas when everybody's at home. They know everybody's at home. They're gonna try to hook you. Hook, line, and sinker, and then when you get to this January, you're going to use your gift cards because you just love the game that much. I think it's going to backfire, but it is what it is. So, alright guys, let me just give you guys a quick, here's the channel. Make sure you guys go like and subscribe. I'm going to do it on the main channel, so you guys should as well. Whenever we do a reaction video and Asmon does a video, we go and like and subscribe as well. So show the original creator some love. But that's the video for you guys. Chat is saying, let me see what chat is saying. Yes, please. Hoping indie studios come and save gaming. Already lost hope in big studios. If you want to go free to play, they will do it permanently. Well, this is just until January. It's a marketing stunt for sure, 100%. I think it is 100% marketing stunt. Like I said, I think what I said is what they're thinking. You'll get hooked. You'll come spend your gift cards after Christmas. Well, we'll see what happens. But Blizzard is, in my opinion, Blizzard is definitely cooked. I think Blizzard is in a free fall, and they are trying as hard as they can to stop it. So that's it, chat. This is it for the video. Thank you guys. If you guys are from YouTube, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Your boy's trying to make the YouTube and Twitch a real thing. So swing by to our Twitch as well, VallordTV. We're playing a lot of PoE. We'll probably be checking out Power World's new expansion tomorrow. And some other games as well. You know, we do play WoW Hardcore on occasion and other games as well. So make sure you guys just swing by, and hopefully you guys like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys for the next video. Thank you guys. Peace out.